Welcome to another nail tutorial. Today I'll be creating this funky multicolored 70s look using a mix of gel polish, regular polish, and a stamping plate. I think this look is great for any time of year, especially when you have nothing going on during a pandemic and you just need something to cheer you up. The stamping plate makes this pattern super easy to make. So let's get right into it. If you have any questions about anything I'm doing, just leave a comment down below. As always, I started off by prepping my natural nails. For that, I used this Sally Hansen cuticle remover, which makes them less hard so you can just push them back a bit, and then I used the flat edge of this tool to push them back when they're soft. I also used a nail file for the edges and a little clipper to clean up any hangnails. First, we'll start with the gel polish. Because we'll be using a UV lamp that emits UV rays, make sure you put sunscreen on your hands first. Then we'll add the gel base coat to each nail. This layer helps to make sure the colored gel layer sticks to your nail. With gel polish, you always want to make sure your nails have absolutely no moisture or debris on them. And then to cure that, just slide your hand in the curing lamp for about 30 seconds, depending on which lamp you have. After that, we can add our first colored coat. This polish is from the brand Gelish in the color Arctic Freeze. For that, I'm actually going to use this polish first as a primer, since all of the colors I'll be using on top are pretty light and pastel, so I want them to be very saturated. It's the same concept as just painting a base layer on your walls before painting the actual color you want. I'll paint that on each nail and then cure all of them under the lamp. I did 3 layers of this white polish, and I let this dry for a few minutes in between layers. Normally, next you would paint the top gel coat on and be done, but since I'm adding colors on top, I'm going to use the nail polish remover and do a quick swipe on each nail to wipe off that tacky layer that remains. Then we can add the pastel colors. I'll be using a mix of colors, starting with this medium blue SE polish in the color Bikini So Teeny. Then I'll move on to the middle nail, which is a bright pink color from the brand Sinful Colors in the color Daredevil. Then I'll paint my ring finger in this lighter peach SE polish in the color Around the Bend. For my pinky, I'll do a super light pink SE polish in the color Minimalistic. Lastly, I'll do my thumb, another blue shade from the brand Formula X in the color Infatuated. Then this is what all those look like with only one layer. Then I'll go ahead and paint on a few more layers where needed, just in order to kind of brighten those colors up. Then this is what all of those colors look like when they're dry after a few layers. Next is the part that's the most fun, stamping on the pattern. So instead of freehand painting the stripes on, I'm using this stamping plate with a bunch of different wavy options. I have this particular plate linked in the description below. This plate is from the brand Born Pretty, and they have a ton of really neat stamping plates for around just like $5 each, so definitely recommend looking through all of those different kinds to find one that you like. So before you start stamping, you'll need to remove the blue protective layer from the plate. So then you'll need to use nail polish remover to wipe down the plate first to make sure there's no fuzzies or any leftover nail polish. So the way stamping works is that you drop some polish on the plate and then you use this scraper to flatten out the polish so it's only going in the crevices. Then you use the stamper to pick up the remaining polish and just stamp it on your nail. I'll be using this funky wavy pattern right here, and for all of the stamping, I'll use this white Born Pretty polish in the color Pure. So not every polish will work for stamping. There's actually special polish specifically for stamping, and most regular polishes actually won't work. So place a bit of that polish on the top area of the design you want to transfer, and then just take your scraper and scrape that polish over the design at an angle. Then you take the stamper and pick up the pattern by rolling it from left to right over the polish with a little bit of force. Now, before you stamp it on your nail, look at the pattern that you have on the stamp. you should be able to clearly see the pattern on the bottom. If the stamp didn't pick up enough of the pattern or it looks kind of clumpy or anything, then just remove it from the stamp and start over. And you'll want to do all this pretty fast because the polish dries quickly when it gets on the stamper. So after each time stamping, you'll need to thoroughly clean your plate, your stamper, and the card. It's best to remove the polish from the stamper by using clear tape instead of nail polish remover because the stamper is a bit sticky. Then for the plate and the card, it's okay to just use nail polish remover since those won't hold on to bits of cotton from the cotton ball. And make sure to wipe them dry after. You'll also need to remove excess nail polish from the pattern on your nail. I just take a Q-tip and pour a little bit of nail polish remover into the cap and dip the Q-tip in it and just take that around the nail bed. After you've cleaned everything, you can move on to the rest of the nails. I'll go ahead and finish up on all those. And there we go. Now all of the layers are done and we can seal it in with a gel top coat. And go ahead and cure that under the lamp for about 60 seconds. Then once that layer is cured, again, you'll need to grab some nail polish remover and do a quick swipe on each nail to wipe off that tacky layer that remains. This is what the nails look like after 2 layers of top coat. And that's the final look. I really liked how this funky sort of nail look turned out because it's fun and just a little bit different than most of the other nail looks you see. Try this out if you need something fun and cheerful to look at. Let me know what you think about this design by commenting down below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in next week's video.